Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome back to episode 3 of Pedcast. We're here again. It's lovely to be here for a third episode. Luckily, we got a clutch guest in last second to make sure today actually happened. There was two people who unfortunately couldn't do the time that I could do, scheduling issues and things like that. But we've managed to get it over the line. We've managed to put this episode out. It will be shorter than usual. I've got a dip at some point, so we will try and get through as many questions as possible in as quick as time as possible and get some beautiful content out of it. I thank everyone who's came so far. Hopefully we can pick some more guests up. I do ask you all to send it out on your social media. Get everybody into the podcast. Get more people involved. It makes the idea better, makes more people's voices heard, and tells more stories to the scene. And that's what we're looking to do. That is the whole point of Pedcast, obviously. So just for any new viewers, a quick run through of the day. It will simply be the introduction, which we're doing now. Topic 1, organisation background and information. Topic 2, owners background and information. Topic 3, achievements and ambitions. Topic 4, staff team and playing teams. And then we're going to leave it there today, as Extinct is not from the Rocket League side of things, so we will just keep it strictly business and keep it to what he knows and what he can provide for us. But anyway, Extinct, how are we doing today, my friend?
Good. I've been working on Demi, obviously.
Yeah.
Working on college work and just chilling, living life, as they say.
Living life. I love to hear it. Everybody doing that. I've had a bit of time to work on a little bit of podcast today. We are hopefully improving some issues, like having stream ended instead of stream starting like I did last week, stupidly. This week we've sorted that out, though, so that's one thing to tick
You're
off the
good.
list.
You're good.
Yeah.
You're a better podcast host than I am. So
Yeah, well, it's taken 3 years of casting to do that, so that's what I have up on you there. But no, I'm sure we'll keep improving the quality of the streams as we go along. I mean, that's sort of my thing anyway. The whole idea of podcast is for me to learn. But anyway, we'll just get into it then. Topic 1, organisation background and information. We like to talk about this. It really gives you a chance to talk to everybody really about who you are and what you're about. And it's good for the viewers who maybe aren't familiar with the Demi esports team. It gives them a chance to, see what's up, see what they can get involved in, see if they can get involved in any way. But anyway, without further ado, we'll get into the first question. So, Extinct, when did you first have the idea? When did the spark come to your mind to create this organisation? When was that idea brought up to you?
it kind of came to me in late November. Obviously, if any of you have followed me on Twitter, I did an article for the British Esports Federation. About inclusivity in the esports, BTEC, and just the wider industry. And fun fact, I had just begun writing it and just planning it. And then it came to me like a massive idea of like, how can I make the overall industry a better place? And that's how Demi came about. It kind of was like my mission of making the industry a less toxic place to be in.
Yeah, no, that's a fair point. I do know that there is many vices as part of this scene, and there is many things that go on that aren't the greatest with certain teams, certain players, certain people around who are in short terms just absolute dicks. So no, it's good to know that you're trying to make a positive movement on the scene. I think it's definitely needed, and I think it'll definitely benefit the esports scene. But no, so Demi came about from this idea, writing an article for British Esports Association. If you send me a link to that, I'll make sure to get that out in the YouTube video as well, so people can go and give it a read. People can go and learn some more about you and learn some more about what you do. But we'll touch on that in the next topic anyway, a little bit further. But now, how long has Demi been in operation for? How long have you guys been running?
Ooh, I think about 4 months. Yeah, around about 4 or 5 months, which is kind of mad because of how slow we've been taking it.
Yeah.
But obviously, it's better to take it slow than it is to take it fast and
Yeah.
make loads of mistakes.
Yeah, and I think that's something that everyone out there who owns an organisation can take into advice. Myself would have been included about 2 years ago when I started mine. I'm no longer part of that org, but no, definitely rushed into it. Definitely took things too fast, and then before I knew it, I was underneath a lot of pressure and a lot of members, angry members, coming at me telling me I'm doing things wrong. So that's definitely truthful. I mean, as you say, small steps to make big achievements is definitely the way to go with it. And I think a lot of people will follow the exact same rule book as well. But I think some people have learnt that a little bit later. So it's good that you've learnt that to start off with. So What games is Demi involved in then in this past 5 month period? What games have you been involved in and you might have dropped off? And what games are you still currently sticking with at the moment?
Well, currently we've fully completed our content creator roster, which you are a part of. So thank you for that. Um, we are looking at entering Valorant. We've just announced one player, and we are trying to get the rest after a couple of issues. I will say we've got a couple of Rocket League players, and we are looking at entering Fortnite and Overwatch.
Okay, Fortnite and Overwatch, two good games there. No, I think that it's good to start off as well with a lot of games. I know that my org was only Rocket League. I know that a lot of orgs that have been on here so far are pretty much Rocket League based, but it's good to have a little bit of a different approach on the stream, and I think that's what I'm trying to drive the podcast into, just more of an actual grassroots esports podcast rather than just grassroots esports organisations in commas Rocket League, because then it gets more people a chance to come on here and tell us about their story, and I think that's a good thing about it. People telling us their story, people giving us a chance to hear about their story and to promote it in a place that's safe, to promote it in a place with nice, positive viewers. Anyone that's toxic will be getting banned. You've heard that from me, so don't go against a Scouser because you'll never win in an argument, and that is a proven fact. But no, good to hear. But no, quickly moving on then. So, how did you come up with the name Demi Esports? Where did that name come from?
Well, it's a funny story. So, Demi by Google definition means half,
Yeah.
right? And when we were originally coming up with the idea, me and a couple of other people who have now left, unfortunately, but hey, we're still a thing.
Yeah.
We came up with the idea of Demi to kind of represent how minorities within esports, so like the disabled, the women in esports, etc., get half of the opportunities and just like the recognition
Yeah.
than what everyone else does, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to explain, but that's kind of the general
No.
idea.
Yeah. No, I think you've given it. I think you've given it a good explanation. Definitely different to what I would have originally thought, and hence the reason for the podcast to give us all the more bigger picture in certain names. We had one last week as well.
What did you originally think?
I mean, as soon as I see the word Demi, I just think of demigod. If I'm being honest, I don't know why, but the first thing that came to my head was demigod. And it took me a while to realise that it wasn't Demigod Esports, and it was Demi Esports. I was like, right, okay, I'm just being daft here. But Demigod's the first thing that comes into my head when I think of Demi. That's the only
Well,
time I've seen the word be used, I think, in Demigod.
Well, in theory, the point still stands because
Yeah,
a demigod is half of a god.
yeah. Is that Moana with the Demigod? It is, isn't it? It's Moana.
Uh,
What's his name
is
with his
it?
hook? I swear that hook guy he sings a song
I
about being a
just call him
demigod.
the Rock.
It's not The
That's what
Rock in the film, though. It's not The Rock.
it
Well, it is
is.
The Rock as the actor, but he's not the guy in the film. The guy in the film's something else. You can't just call him The
It
Rock. You're
it
just
is
distorting
just
the
the
character.
Rock. It is the Rock.
But his character's not called The Rock.
I know it's not called the Rock, but it is the Rock, and it will forever be the Rock.
I agree to disagree on that situation. It's Dwayne Johnson to me. But no, fair enough. No, so moving on then. Let's see. So, did you have any other name thoughts before going with Demigod or the Demi Esports? You got that stuck in my head now, Demigod. Did you think there was any other names? Was there any other
Well,
any other ideas?
we were thinking of there was one name that we originally drew up,
Yeah.
Galactic Esports. Because
Okay.
if you notice in the logo, there's a little bit of a galaxy behind D,
Yeah.
and we were originally going to stick to that kind of concept, but
Right.
then we just decided Then we did some research, and obviously, Galactic Esports is obviously going to be a very popular name.
Yeah.
And there was so many different organizations that didn't kind of match the vibe that we wanted to go for.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, so we got rid of Galactic Esports and a couple more names I'm not going to mention because I'm going to be honest, I can't even remember them myself.
Fair enough.
But
Fair enough. Well, why do you need
um,
to remember them? Do you know what I mean? You've got rid of it now, so it's not important
and then
anymore.
we just stuck with Demi, and we just have, if you, yeah, and that's the name.
Fair
That's
enough.
how it
Fair
came
enough.
about.
Yeah, no, that's good enough. So, who designed the team's logo then? So obviously you were mentioning the galactic background and the D in the front. So, who designed that?
It's a funny story. Basically, we had a GFX artist,
Yeah.
and when the team originally came about, then
Okay.
about a month after forming, he wanted to leave, and then
All right.
I said, "Fine, chill. Thank you for everything you've done," because
Okay.
he did all of the original GFX, and that's why in our tweets we've kind of changed the GFX a lot.
Right. Yeah.
Um, and he came back. He DM'd me about a month after saying, "Can I have my team's logo back?" And I said, "Okay, but can we have a little conversation about this?"
Okay.
And basically, we got in talks, and I'm not going to go into the nitty gritty part, but we got in talks, and he and I agreed that we would keep the team logo for da da da
All right.
whatever. And yeah, that's how we've managed to keep the team's logo. And I fully give the guy credit. I think his name's Yoda on Discord.
Yeah.
So yeah, credit to him for designing the logo and basically helping make where we are now a reality.
No, fair enough. Yeah, no, the logo is unique, and thankfully you got through the battles. Otherwise, you'd have been left in the dark a little bit there. Unfortunately, sometimes people do pretty stupid things. Like ask for the team's logo back when they made it for somebody else. It's bizarre things happen in the esports world, put it that way. And sometimes you gotta look the other way and just pretend they don't exist. Sometimes on very very rare cases. But no, that does round up topic one. So we won't waste any time. We'll shoot on to topic two. So owner's background information. So we're gonna have to find everything out about you now, Extinct. So how old are you? And how old were you when you created the organisation?
16, and I'm still 16. So
There you go. It's only been around for 5 months, so yeah, that's expected. So when will you be turning 17 this year then, Extinct?
like middle of August.
Ah, you're a late bloomer.
Yeah, late bloomer,
Fair enough, fair enough.
young'un.
Yeah, that's definitely the one. So how old? Oh, well, I've already asked that question. Moving on. So what did you do before creating the organisation? Then what was your role in esports? What were you doing in the scene before that?
I'm gonna be brutally honest. Not a lot. I study the esports BTech, and I kind of was struggling to find exactly what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Um, and to be honest, I still am
Okay.
because
Yeah.
I'm trying to think, what if Demi doesn't work out? What if
Yeah.
content creation doesn't work out? What if da 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 doesn't work out?
Yeah.
And yeah, funny story. I started my esports journey from when I was like 9, doing
Okay.
content creation with my cousin.
Oh right. Yeah. The cousin
It was
duo.
it
Common.
was funny name. We had a funny YouTube name, Skylander Cousins.
Oh right. Yeah. Skylander. Was it the one with the little portal on the Xbox 360 by any chance?
It was on the Wii
Was it
U.
Skylander Giants or anything like that, where you have to place them on a portal? Or was
Yeah,
it? Yeah, I
it
remember those
was
little
that.
portals.
It was that.
Yeah,
Oh God, that takes me back.
it does. Yeah.
And
Oof.
we did a Skylanders Let's Play. We beat the game, and then we decided what other forms of content creation did we want to do. So
Yeah.
the f- this the video title I'm about to tell you was our most viewed video. It
Okay.
was basically Minion Rush versus Subway Surfers, and it was the two of us playing either Minion Rush or Subway servers on
Fair
2
enough.
different iPads to see who gets the same score or who gets the most score.
Yeah,
I
that's good
always
talent to
used to
have.
win.
Yeah, well, you got to start somewhere. Starting at 9 years old is not bad at all. I think for me it was competitive Minecraft factions that got me more into the competitive side of gaming, and then from there I went to Rocket League. From Rocket League I went to IGL. From IGL I went to RSC, RSC to ERS and ECC, and now you have me today. Caster Ped, Scouser Ped, whatever you know me as, whatever you know me as out there. I do a lot of
The
stuff in the
GOAT.
scene. Some call me the goat, some call me the opposite, some call me a bellend, but either way,
No,
you
the
can't impress
GOAT.
everyone. You can't impress everyone. Yeah, the goat. There you go. You give it to me. I do appreciate it. I do appreciate
I
it.
have given you the title, or Demi Ped as others call you.
Demi Ped, as others call me. Yeah, exactly. There you go. But no, it's good. It's good to hear more. It's good to hear where you came from. Then, so was there any inspirations for your organisation? Did anybody inspire you at all?
Now there's a group in my college who we were just talking about them actually, Control Esports.
Yeah, we were actually. Yeah,
Legends.
I think George is in the chat.
George, if you hear me, you legend. Hi, and thank you for inspiring us to create Demi. And yeah, basically, I was inspired by their success, but I wanted to kind of create my own spin on it.
Yeah. Well, uniqueness is one of the biggest things right now with organisations because there's so many of them around. So if you're not unique and you don't have something that's a niche and sticks out from other organisations, then people aren't going to choose you, are they? So it's good to be unique. It's good
Like,
to see things and go, do you know what? I think I could do this differently. I'll take a different approach on that, and that's where discussions and that's how you're human. That's where you go in your separate pathway. But taking inspiration doesn't necessarily mean copying and
copy and
pasting it.
pasting the
It's
idea, yeah.
you take what they have, you look at the idea, you manipulate the idea to the way you want it to be, and then you perform and you upload that idea to your own platform. And so far you've been doing that successfully. So that is usually the way it goes. Obviously, many people get inspirations from many different places. I think definitely it's a good thing to learn management skills, business and stuff like that as well, and also merchandise and marketing from actually owning an organisation's perspective, because all of that is involved in owning an organisation. So I know that Control have been successful. I did see them down at the Epiclan. Didn't see them person to person, but I see them on posts. That's the problem with me living up in north and working. I can't get down south to go to those events.
You should have gone to see them at Epic. They got
Speak to my boss.
first.
Speak to my boss. You got to message my boss. Tell him it's an esports venture. To be fair though, I will start recommending. I might make a surprise entrance at Insomnia. Who knows? I might end up on the
Yo,
last
wait,
day.
what? Are we meeting Iro at Insomnia?
Possibly. I need to figure out. There's too many variables for me to go to Insomnia right now. I'm back from holiday the day before, the Sunday.
Nice.
I need to get a train down there. I need to buy my ticket. It's
Where,
not cheap.
Where are you going on holiday?
I'm going to Benidorm. Typical English
Ooh,
holiday. So on the 1st of
nice.
April, I'm going to Benidorm. So next week, actually, on that point, I'll be trying to push out 3 podcasts just on the basis of I will then post one onto YouTube the week after, schedule it for the post the week after, and just do one that week. But we are moving to 2 podcasts a week anyway, so everyone in chat should be happy about that. We're moving to 2 podcasts a week. It'll be a Monday and a Friday rather than just the Friday slot we have now. Hopefully that gives more people more time to get on here and talk to me. The more people on, the merrier. I've got a couple of talks going on with a couple of pro players in both the WCB scene and the Women's Professional League, as well as actual pro players. So I've got big connections list. Being a caster for all these teams, it gives me my pockets are full, and you make a lot of friends through the industry. So that's something to look forward to. Just a little disclaimer there. That's something to look forward to. But no, what we'll do now then, we have reached the halfway line of this podcast, so we're going to shoot to a little break. I need to nip to the toilet and come back and make sure I'm prepared for the next 2 topics. But as I said, thank you everyone who's been here so far. Make sure you get this out on your social media. That Scouser Ped is live and he's doing a Pedcast and Extinct's on today. You can be next. Get this out there on social media. I want to see big view and I want to see more people here. I want to see people ready to learn more about this great org, and I want them to give me a message and say, do you know what, I want to do that next week. The more people involved, the merrier. The more people who spread the word about, the merrier as well. I'm so grateful for the support we've got so far, but let's push that further. Let's get to the next step. Let's push this podcast to the places that we know it can be. I'm putting in as much work as possible to make sure this idea succeeds, so any help along the way is truly, truly appreciated. But no, we'll shoot to a break. Don't go anywhere. and we'll be right back. Thank you very much, guys. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome back. We're back again to delight your ears with some more amazing questions and some more amazing information. But no, we'll move in here. Hope you don't mind the ads. Need to make some revenue somehow. But anyway, moving on to topic 3, achievements and ambitions. This is an important one to have in this sort of situation. I'm sure there's many achievements and ambitions to be reached for Demi, so we're going to find out about them now. So, what have you achieved so far in this past 5 months, Extinct? What would you say you've achieved?
Well, we've announced the Demicast. We've completed the content roster, which is amazing because when I first came up with Demi, I didn't think that many people would want to be involved. But
Yeah.
obviously, we have so many players and so many content creators.
Yeah.
We went to Guild HQ, which was massive.
Yeah.
Great experience, amazing people there, absolute legends.
Yeah. Brilliant.
And yeah, that's so far what we've achieved, I guess.
No, I think that's a very good achievements, very good set of achievements. Meeting Guild, meeting the players. Did you meet Gomb by any chance?
No.
Oh, no Gomb. I'm a good friend with Gomb. I love Gomb.
Do you know Tadar?
No,
Do you not?
I
Wow.
don't. Oh. I only know Gomb because I played in a 6-mans with him when he wasn't pro quite a few times. And he was, he was quite cocky, but rightfully so. Now he's got a pro contract. He's living the dream. Hopefully, we get him on here sometime. I'm gonna be trying my best to get Gomb on this podcast. Don't you worry.
When are you going pro though? That's the main question.
Well, it'll be professional casting, if anything.
No, yeah, not casting as in playing.
Yeah, sod off. Not gonna happen.
No, you're
Not
better
gonna
than me at
happen.
Rocket League.
I'm better than you, but I'm not better than most people. Yeah, I'm GC1, peak
You,
15, 35, and that's as far as I've gone so far.
you know, I reckon you could beat Gom in a Rocket League 1v1.
No, he's a ones main. He was on Johnny Boy's stream quite a few times, and his ones definitely not.
I reckon you
Not.
could beat George in chat. I think.
Well, me and George can have a 1v1 then at some other point. But
Yeah,
anyway,
on stream.
maybe you make it happen. But anyway,
Okay.
moving on. So, where do you see yourself a year time from now? Where do you see yourself 1 year's time?
Oh, that's very interesting. 1 year in 1 year's time,
Yeah,
business plan finished and pitched. I'd
yeah,
like to see um like a full roster of players in every single one of our games,
yeah,
which is the main goal. I'd like to see a sponsor because obviously it's just me, and massive shout out to Tegsy and our recruitment manager, and shout out to Nelly, our community manager. They help me a lot. But in terms of keeping it alive, I'd like to see a sponsor.
yeah. I think that's a very important goal. For most walks of esports these days, both tournaments and organisations, sponsorships make the world go round. As we were just talking about before, money does buy happiness. I'm a believer. Money buys
I
happiness with other elements as well, but money is one of the elements that buys happiness, and it definitely keeps an organisation running, which makes you happy. So I'm correct there. But no, yeah, you're correct. Absolutely bang on there with sponsorships. You need sponsorships. You also business plans always good to have. I didn't have mine when I made my organisation, so good on you for having that. It's really really important. And I think without it, then it would be quite a problem, to be honest. But no, good idea. We'll move now to the 3 years time. Where do you see yourself in 3 years time? Where do you want to be? On a beach, drinking Malibu, or what? What's the plan?
I've got to be honest, I have no idea.
It's fair enough. That's a fair point. Yeah.
Do I want to go to uni or do I just want to get a job? It depends if this works out. If
Yeah.
Demi works out, great. Good, obviously.
Yeah.
But if it doesn't, I'd like to see myself going around, possibly doing some coaching. I mean,
Yeah.
I do see myself as a coach,
Yeah.
but it depends. I'd like to live life, take every moment as it comes, I suppose.
Yeah, yeah. No, you're correct. I think it's always important to realise that things won't always go to plan. But it's also important to make sure that if you want something, if you work your backside off for it, then most 9 times out of 10 you'll be knocked on your arse. But if you get back up and come back stronger, then that's the way you succeed. And a lot of people who've made it in business or esports will tell you the same thing. You'll be knocked on your arse a couple of times before you are able to actually achieve that full potential. And even then, you'll still get knocked on the backside every now and then. It's important to get knocked back, because without a knockback, you'll never truly succeed your full potential. So I think, you've got a long road ahead of you, but I'm sure if you put in the grind and you don't give up like I did, then you can definitely make something of it. You can definitely, take the right pathways, and you can definitely get closer to fame. But if it's not that you find motivation, it's something else in the esports industry, which I'm sure it will be, then, stick with it, watch it go through, and I'm sure you'll get somewhere. But no, it's a fair response to that question. A lot of people don't really know 3 years time from now where they want to be, ideally. But it's one of those things. But I want to ask one now, just to wrap this topic up. So what are the short term goals and what are the long term goals of Demi right now?
Short-term goals: get the business plan finished and complete our Valorant roster, and obviously pitch the business plan. Because
Yeah,
without that, we can't get anywhere.
yeah,
And then the long-term goals: get our name out there. Like, go to LAN, go to different events. Like, I know, Insomnia, for example,
yeah,
Bet,
yeah,
and other things, and just say, hello, look at us. We do this, this, and this. Come, come and support us, please, if you would like.
yeah. No, that's fair enough. Yeah, I think that's one of the dreams of mine as well, to go to one of these LAN events. As I said in Somni before, I mean, if not this one, I can go to the next one maybe. The money's there. I've got the money for it. It's just about the timing, and whether I've got time. I'm a busy man. I like to do a lot of things. I like to make money in every way possible. So
You can just speed run your way to Birmingham.
I speedrun everything. I might, Sonic. I'm gonna do a Sonic, and I'll be there in 5 minutes. 5 minutes back. I wish. I
Yeah,
wish. Why can't there be any events in Liverpool? That's sort of my job now. So yeah.
Liverpool. I support Liverpool as a football team, or
Oh, I don't want to hear
my
it.
mum does.
Don't want
So,
to hear it. No, no.
who do you
Get that.
support?
Tranmere Rovers.
Blech.
Tranmere Rovers, my team, the team I work for, the team I support, that team I love and follow. But no, that aside, we'll be moving on now to the final topic this evening. I know it's been a quicker one. The reason for that is because I've got a cast in 15 minutes, so we've got to get through it as soon as possible. No disrespect to Distinct, no disrespect to Demi Esports. Hopefully we've got through as many questions as possible by the end of this, but either way, we're trying here. We're trying to go good. And also, I've noticed an hour and a half. I don't really know if anyone's actually going to watch for an hour and a half back on YouTube or Spotify, to be honest. But you never know. I guess that's another poll to put on Twitter. I'll put another poll out. But we'll keep putting polls out until I get 99 responses. So you need to help me retweet that. If I put a poll out tonight, retweet it. Everybody in the chat, retweet it. I want to see you in the chat now saying, Ped, I will retweet that post. I want to see it in the chat. But anyway, staff teams and playing teams. Topic number 4, Extinct. So, who are your staff team members? We'll disclude content team. We'll put that in another question. But who are your staff team members, discluding the content team, and what are their roles?
What, just the staff team and not like the rosters?
Yeah,
Or
just the staff teams at the moment. We'll get to the rosters next.
okay, so currently it's me, Tegsy, and Nelly.
Yeah.
That's it. And we are looking at getting one more person from college to come and help me with it.
Yeah.
So let's hope that'll work.
Yeah. Well, we can only hope. We can only hope. More people the merrier. And I'm sure you'll find more people along the way as well. You are still new. More people will come across and they will try and give you advice. They will try and help maybe join the staff team. So, what staff are you looking for, actually? Let's put a little lad out. What staff are you looking for Demi Esports right now?
Just people that are dedicated and like want to make a difference.
Yeah.
Like, if you're dedicated and want to make a difference, I'm sure we'll find a spot for you.
Brilliant. Well, there you go. If you're dedicated and you want to make a difference, Extinct's the man to go to. Put your Discord in the chat, Extinct, go to Extinct. If you're dedicated and you want to get involved with some more esports work, you want to get your portfolio bigger, that's what got me my esports job. It can get you yours. Just be proactive, just be dedicated, and you'll get there. But no, moving on now to the next one. So, who are your teams and rosters? Including the content team, we'll include them as well. Who are your teams and rosters at the moment? Call them out.
Okay, let me just get the list up. Okay, so let's start with the content roster, as that's the biggest. So there's you. Massive thanks to you for being a part of Demi as a content creator, in which you're doing an amazing job.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Good to be here.
And then you have Alpaca, or as Divine Alpaca as he's called, who streams pretty often, does Steam giveaways, and streams like various different games, which is good because we wanted to kind of get our name out there across different games to start with. So he was the second content creator. And then you have Rachie AB, which plays mainly Valorant and Dead by Daylight, but she was the first one that we contacted to join Demi, and she's been absolutely amazing. Her content has grown. She's grown on Twitch massively since joining us, and I've kind of pointed her in the right direction, kind of.
Yeah.
Then we have Nova, or Nova Does Things, as she's called, our second most recent content creator, who actually I came across on Twitter, and I decided to take a look,
Yeah.
and she just seemed to match the vibe of what we were trying to go for.
Yeah.
And she seemed chill. So we got talking in DMs, and yeah, so now she's a part of Demi. And the final content creator that we have is Fear, as he likes to call himself, Fear himself, who is, I'm not gonna lie, a founder of a couple of other teams, but
Yeah.
despite that, he was really dedicated to it, even though he knew nothing about it. And despite not streaming very often, and like among other things due to life commitments, he was just dedicated to the brand and what we were trying to do, and he's helped me and the management team with a lot of things. Like, he helped design the website. He designs different information that's put on there and helps like update the website and make changes to it. So he was a really good person to get involved, not just a content creator.
Yeah. No, that's good.
And then obviously we have our Rocket League, which we are still trying to grow. One of them's been very quiet recently, but we're in talks. Xpex, who is a very unknown player, GC2, I think. Yeah, GC2. We're trying to get some clips going, but he's been having a lot of issues with his internet, so he's been very quiet. But we have a lot of stuff cooking, so
well, that's good to hear.
it will be interesting. And then we have our most recent Rocket League player, Paz, who was a guest on the Demi cast before he came to Demi, and he called himself the up and coming GOAT, which I think is a good title. But the reason why we picked him was the reason why, not because he wanted to join. I mean, that was a part of it, but like, his vibe and his energy is just like so chill
Yeah.
and awesome. In other words, in lack of other words.
Yeah.
And then we have our Valorant roster who we are still trying to fill, and I will share a little leak. Kuta is our most recent Valorant player who streams massively, but he's peaked Immortal, but he's struggling to play Valorant at the minute.
Yeah.
And I think he told me he was gold.
Yeah. Gold.
So, yeah. He told me he was gold, but he peaked Immortal. And
Okay.
we checked we basically Tegsy's an avid Valorant player and just knew. And when I was speaking to him about finding a Valorant roster a couple of weeks ago, um, he found Kuta, and Kuta was just the right vibe and the energy, and was actually really good at Valorant and streams a lot. So it would help kind of get the brand out there.
Yeah.
So that's always good. And our unannounced player, who is actually in the Discord,
Yeah.
um, is Synox.
Okay. Is that
Also
is that the
pick.
break? Is that the breaking news of the day?
I do have one more. I'm just sharing this so we get some more interesting information. Peaked peaked Immortal is what he told me. Hang on. Yeah, he peaked Immortal. But he is struggling to actually find enjoyment in Valorant.
Yeah.
And I
Okay.
mean, but and he's actually a pretty low rank. But we had him playing when I was playing with him, the chemistry and the comms that we had, and just the comms was what made me choose him to be a part of the Valorant roster. Because it's not just about your overall rank, it's about your personality and like the useful comms that you make.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think you've banged it out there. I think that's a good amount of players as well. It's definitely got good things to work on. Will be in the top rank of Valorant, I assume. So it's very good. Very good to have those kind of connections on hand. But no, we are now reaching the end. Unfortunately, it's going to be a quick one today. I've got to dash to this cast right after. But I do thank everyone for coming today. It's been a very successful stream. I thank everyone who's new, everyone who's followed today. It's been a pleasure having you here. If you have already been following, you want to help me out, make sure you share this link as soon as it goes live on YouTube. Go to my YouTube, it's ScouserPed. Watch the podcasts, watch the videos that are on there. Give me some feedback. Feedback's always helpful, but no, I do appreciate everyone for coming here today. I appreciate you as well, Extinct. So thank you very much for filling in the spot for tonight. You've really been a good lifesaver today, and brilliant finding out about your organisation. And I hope the very best for you.
Thank you, and we'll be sure to stay in contact, obviously, because you're a part of it.
Yep.
And I cannot wait to see what the future holds, I guess.
Yeah. Brilliant. Well, thank you very much, and we'll see you in the next one, guys. Goodbye now.